Hi everyone, Lowdown Sally here. As requested, this is going to be a tutorial on soloing a 5-story cog building without an invasion in Donald's Dreamland. In other words, you asked me to show you how to solo the hardest cog building there is. First and foremost, some of you may be looking for an easy way to solo without using Fires, Unites, or SOS cards. The reality is, as my friend Toph would say,
what if I came at the boulder from a different angle? No, that's the problem. You've got to stop thinking like an airbender. There's no different angle, no clever solution, no trickety trick that's gonna move that rock. You've got to face it head on.
Thanks, Toph. Now, I'm just as frugal with my SOS cards as the next person. So I know the next question popping into your mind is, how much stuff do I need exactly to bring with me? To be on the safe side, I'd say the following. 3 to 4 or 5-star SOS tune-ups. 1 restock all SOS or Unite. A restock lure. Most of your level 7 gags. Some of you are probably thinking, who would want to solo a 5-story building anyway if you need all that? Well, soloing the hardest cog building is just that. You soloed it. And how many other people can say that? No, it's not ideal, and by no means practical, to go around soloing cog buildings. This is definitely not a tutorial on practicality. But enough questions, let's move on to the actual building. The good news is, cog battles are the only thing in there. This is very good practice before soloing boss battles if you're nervous about the cog part. Now, as you can see, our friend here has already faced 2 cogs, a level 10 and a level 11. She's also soundless, which will work in her favor in this case. She brought her usual gags into this building, even tune-up. She didn't waste any time picking off those cogs and is using level 6 gags right off from the start. Fun fact, since the total cog level, which you get by adding up all the cog levels, on the first floor was 21, the next floor is going to have a total of at least 22. This is true for any cog building, for every floor, unless of course there's an invasion. Now, we're on the second floor, again using lure and those bigger gags. She made quick work of those cogs. Going to level 3, now things start to get a bit interesting. Of course, you shouldn't let those pianos go to waste if you have them. Quick tip, your drop is more likely to work if you stun the cog first, even if the drop is around layer. That lure can be a pest. Daffy Don will heal you for 70 laugh. It's probably best you save that gag up all until you make it to level 4. Make sure you make good use of those level 6 gags before you use it. To conserve gags, try to only use your hypno goggles on 3 or 4 cogs. Unless you're in a pinch, you will go through a lot of lure. A gag up ball or Professor Pete will fill up your gags pretty equally. I'm going to recommend not using gag up unites unless it's a gag up all or you're at the end of the building, because those single gag ups will fill up your gag bag with that track and you won't have any room for other gags. Whereas SOS restock cards do not always fill up your gag bag, making SOS cards the preferable choice. Like I said earlier, carrying a few tune-up unites will work to your advantage in case that lure misses and you're really low. Which most people will be, since the idea is to use the least SOS cards, unites, and fires as possible. Flippy will basically fill you back up to full laugh when he's called, so use that card wisely. An ideal building would be moving to levels 3, 4, and 5 near full laugh, since you don't know how many cogs are going to be in the next floor, or if your lure is going to work. Of course, it's not necessary, just nice. Finally, the top floor. If you're in Donald's Dreamland, I would say 95% of the time that boss is going to be a level 12, and also the only level 12 in that building. Fun fact, the boss is always the highest level and only cog with that level in the building, excluding cog invasions. If you're looking for an easy way to get rid of that boss, just fire. There's no other way to get rid of him with 1 hit. At this point, if you haven't already, I'd start pulling out some level 7 gags. They're a lot easier to replace than another gag up all. If you're willing to take a few hits, you can take out a row of 10s with an opera followed by a fog. Hopefully you won't need too many level 7 gags, it just depends on how many cogs you get. she's done. In case you weren't counting, she used the following: 1 fire, 2 Daffy Dons, 1 Flippy, 1 Tune-Up Unite 20, 1 Gag Up Ball, 1 Gag Up Lure, and 3 level 7 gags. If you're kind of worried about going in yourself, try doing a 2-man 5 story with a friend first. I definitely recommend max gags before attempting this. Your lure won't miss as much, and you'll have more powerful gags to use in general. Lastly, I'd like to talk specifically to lureless tunes. This is going to be a bit more difficult for you. You will want to carry a lot more tune-up unites and probably a few banana peel SOS cards. Those 2-star lures from field offices, so you can lure a set and then throw a level 7 gag. Please thumbs up if this helped you and comment if you have questions. And that's the lowdown. See ya, tunes!